Are you ready to try the Makers Mark 2024 wood finishing release? Let's go. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me for this special review of the Makers Mark 2024 the Heart release batch of the new wood finishing series. Now, I was lucky enough to be able to find this last month when I was in Kentucky, and I got it for a reasonable price. It was just slightly above MSRP, but we'll get into the pricing in a little bit. First, let's get this in the glass. All right, let's get it cork pop. Oh, nice. Let's put the first pour in the Affinity bottle. Man, I can already smell a lot of caramels and vanillas just from pouring it in the Infinity bottle. But we're gonna do the next pour to review with you. All right, so we're gonna let that glass just sit and breathe for a few minutes while we take a look at this bottle. Okay, first thing I notice is this is a completely different shape from all the other wood finishing series bottles. From 2019 to 2023, all of the wood finishing series have come in that more teardrop rounded shape bottle, while this one is in more of a coffin shaped bottle, the exact same bottle the cellar aged came in. Now, looking at the front of the bottle, it says Wood Finishing Series Makers Mark Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, barrel finished with 10 virgin oak staves. Batch, the Heart Release 2024, notes of caramel, chocolate, and maple. Grandson of the founders, Rob Samuels. Code BR22 Alpha, 750 milliliters, 55.85 alcohol by volume, 111.7 proof. Now, from the front of the bottle, if you turn it 90 degrees, you'll see this huge blurb on the side. And I will take a picture of it and just put it up on screen. If you want to read the whole thing, you can. Just push pause and then resume when you're done reading it. But I'm just going to share with you the first little part that says, for the second chapter of our limited release wood finishing series. So that is implying the 2019 through 2023 releases. All 7 of those bottles are what they are calling the first chapter. Now, this is the beginning of the second chapter, which will turn the bottle another 90 degrees from the side and take a look at what it says there. Limited release, handmade on Star Hill Farm, volume 1 of 5. So that tells me there's going to be 5 releases that are kind of like this one. Kind of like the first chapter had 7 releases, because there was 1 in 2019, 1 in 2020, 2 in 2021, 2 in 2022, and 1 in 2023. It looks like the second series is going to have a total of 5. All right, so that's the gist of the bottle. I like it. It's classy looking, but I think this whiskey has sat long enough to get some air, kind of air out and breathe for a minute, and it's ready for the nose. Cheers. Wow, lots of dark caramels, vanillas, lots of wood notes. As you can see, it has some nice color to it. All right, so the first time I nosed it, I got a lot of vanilla, caramel, and oak. The second time, I'm getting a lot of shortbread cookies, and it's getting a little weedier. Let's go ahead and get into the palate. Cheers. Wow. As I drank that, I just realized this is the first drink I've had all week. There is a lot of flavor going on. Front of the palate, I was getting some nice spicy candy with chocolates and caramels, but it was a little bit spicy. And towards the back of the palate, that really mellowed out to some nice doughy bread notes, like the shortbread cookies I was getting on the nose. The finish tapered off a little bit quicker than I thought it would. Let's go into a second sip. Cheers. The second sip was much more fulfilling than the first one. Now that my mouth is a little bit more acclimated, I'm really liking this a lot more than I did the first drink. This one does have a bit of a different flavor profile from the last few series of wood finishing series. So if you weren't a fan of the BEPs and the BRTs, then you might like this one. But let's talk about the price point. When I started buying the wood finishing series, they were around $60, $65, just like a lot of the private selects. But just like a lot of the private selects, over the last couple of years, they've bumped up in price. And the last time I bought a wood finishing series, you know, the 2023 edition last year, it was about $75, which is exactly what this is at MSRP. The 2024 Heart Release batch is $75 MSRP. Now, good luck finding it for that price. I was seeing it all over the net for around $200 to $250, and I said absolutely not. And so when I found one that was just barely north of 100, and I'm talking barely north, like 110, I went ahead and picked it up. Now when it comes to the other wood finishing series, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up every bottle of wood finishing series I have to include this one, mix them up and try them blind against each other and rank them by preference. And I'm going to do that on my next live stream. So if you don't tune in and watch us on the Thursday night live streams, that's 2100 Pacific, midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Everybody's gonna be there. You ought to go.
Okay.
Okay, we'll be there.
Okay.
As of right now, I'm calling this one a buy once if you can find it anywhere close to MSRP. If they're asking for more than 125, 150 bucks, tell them to fly a kite, because the MSRP is $75. So all those people trying to charge $200, $250, you're robbing people and you should be ashamed of yourself. Thanks for joining me for this whiskey review. Join us on the next one where we do the Wood Finishing Heart release batch against all the other wood finishing series and see where this one falls against all the other ones blind. Cheers.